Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, April 6th, 2026. Six. What's going on? How are ya? Oh, Jesus. I'm recording at 5:29 in the morning, Monday morning. Living up to the name of the podcast. I got a bunch of shit to do today. What else is new? What else is new? Did you have a good weekend? Huh? Did you not watch the news? So you could maybe just fucking chill for a second. With this fucking nitwit. Anyway, went to a buddy's 60th birthday party on Saturday night, as they say in Boston. Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday. Why don't you come by on Saturday? We'll throw it in the back of your truck, all right? Fucking unbelievable. Dude, 60 years old. I remember it's a comedian. I opened for him in 1993 was when I first worked with him. I was 25 and he was 27. Just like, what the fuck? How did this happen? It was funny. He goes, you might want to Uber over. He goes, it's going to be a zoo over here. And like, I'm just thinking it's going to be a rager, right? And I go over there, and it was a bunch of adults. It's like, dude, we're like late 50s, 60s. What is a rager? We stay up till 10:01. But anyway, I had a great time at the party. Ran into some people that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I was talking with this, I'm not going to name names here, but I was talking to somebody about the first time I opened for this dude. And we were working in this Chinese restaurant in Worcester, Massachusetts called the Aku Aku. And the headliner had a video camera, like literally with like the VHS tape in it. So it was like, looked like he was doing the local news. And he was filming the crowd coming in for the late show. This is like when you could like still smoke inside in like nightclubs. And by the third show, like I don't think there was three shows there, whatever. Towards the end of the second show, like your eyes were burning like you fought a fire. It was ridiculous. I remember I had like a smoker's cough. And I started realizing that when I came home, I needed to take a shower before I went to bed. So anyway, he was filming all of these people coming in and just shitting on all of them. Going, look at that fucking guy. Jesus Christ, fucking animals. It was a Dick Doherty gig. And I remember just laughing my ass off. Just thinking like how this guy just didn't give a fuck. Because some people were sort of picking up on that he was like trashing them. And then like, oh fuck, I'm yawning here, sorry. Like a fucking half hour later, he was going to be on stage in front of him and they could like heckle him back and he just didn't give a shit. Yeah, I think he was living in New York by then. I don't know how I remember all this. And he had a Volkswagen Jetta. Not a Jetta. Was that what it was? He had the four-door sedan. That's what I do remember. And there was this fucking guy, this other guy we used to work for. And he would always, I think I told this story before. He would never have the money. He would owe you like $35 and you'd have to make 7 trips to his house in Boston to get all the money. It was like, big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy. I can give you like $7. I can give you like $7, like on 35. Big guy, big guy. That's what he used to say. Oh, big guy, right? So one time this dude was coming up from New York and he was opening for the guy. And before he goes on stage, he says to the guy who never has any money, he goes, dude, he goes, I forgot my watch. Can I borrow your watch? I do my set. This guy who had no money had a nice watch, though, right? So he lets my buddy borrow the watch. He goes up on stage, does his set. And the second he gets off stage, he just jumps in his car and leaves and drives all the way back to New York. So the next day, the guy who never has any money called him up. He goes, "Hey, big guy." He goes, "You got my watch?" And this dude goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you got my check?" And the dude with no money just goes, "Oh, big guy." Anyway, and that was like, I don't know, over 30 fucking years ago. You better you better fucking Uber. It's gonna be a zoo. It's so funny. That's the thing about it. Like I still feel like I'm 25. I don't feel like I'm old or whatever. And you just kind of forget. Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be a rager. It's gonna be a zoo. We're gonna be going fucking crazy. I went there, had no alcohol. I had a glass of water. And I stayed for like an hour and I was like, all right, I got to get home to the kids. That's what a raging party is like at my age. So I want to thank everybody that watched that watched my live podcast that I did with the great Andrew Themelis at South by Southwest. Came out on Monday and got great feedback from you guys. I really appreciate it. I wish there was a way with the venue they could have mic'd the crowd better. The crowd was not as quiet as some people were suggesting. And I think the combination of that and me teasing the crowd because I was being a lunatic and they actually were a little more liberal, so they kind of pulled back in different areas. It was a great time. So anyway, I did not anticipate yawning like this. I really apologize, man. But I what am I going to do? I got a bunch of shit to do today, and this is the only. I was going to record it last night, but I just felt like my brain was tired. I just didn't feel like. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe to do it, Um, anyway, but as I mentioned, my tour has gotten going again. So I'm in Durham, North Carolina this week. And April 8th, I got 2 shows. Really looking forward to that. And I got Atlantic City later on this month. We have the Patrice O'Neill. Oh, Billy is back out on the fucking road. I got the Patrice O'Neill comedy benefit on Tuesday, April 28th. Still a few tickets left for that thing. And then when we get into April, I got a nice run at one of my favorite theaters in the country, the Tabernacle. I'm playing 3 nights there, May 12th through the 14th. Looking forward to that too. So that's kind of like what I'm going to do on this tour is rather than playing one giant show, I'm going to play like these theaters that I miss going to, like do 3 shows there instead. So I can actually maybe like unpack and enjoy the city. That's the funny thing, when you're first coming up, you used to do shows Tuesday through Sunday, and you just felt like you were there forever, 2 Friday, 3 Saturday. And then you start thinking like, oh man, I can't wait to fucking just do like one big show, get in and get out. And then you do that, and then you're like, but I didn't even get a chance to go to this place. I didn't get a chance to go to that place. I didn't get a chance to play my favorite place or whatever. So I kind of found the happy medium. I don't have to do Tuesday through Sunday, but I can do like 3 days at a really nice theater. I don't have to pay to rent some giant fucking place. People get a better show. They're closer to you. So I think it just all works out for everybody. But I kind of missed like you know, just like wherever the fuck, like being in Chicago, last few times I did Chicago, I just did like one big show. It came in and I left, and I have all of these fucking places that I like to eat at, get coffee, you know. And baseball season, maybe they got a day game. I could go to Wrigley or something like that, and all of a sudden you just don't do that anymore, and it just becomes airplane, hotel, venue, back to hotel, back to airport, and then you go home. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it this way. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. But anywho, old Billy's back in the gym. I got my birthday coming up in June, so I got like my last like 5-7 pounds of COVID weight to get rid of. So, oh my God, back in the fucking gym. Back. Old Billy's back in the goddamn gym. And just been working my ass off on a bunch of shit. So I've missed this entire NCAA tournament. Everybody's been telling me how fucking crazy it is. That UConn Duke game, I missed that. I haven't been watching the Bruins. I haven't been fucking doing anything. If I'm not working, I'm playing with my kids. So, and one of the advantages of climate change, is you can go in the pool in fucking March now. Yeah, it is. It is insane. Oh, so the big rumor this past week was our Fuhrer had gone to the hospital. They're saying that he didn't. What do you think? If you had to bet that a 79-year-old guy who evidently eats McDonald's every day maybe had to swing by and get a checkup. I think so. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Guys like him live forever. Rupert Murdoch. They just keep going. All those Mr. Burns types people, they fucking live forever. The Queen of England, Rose Kennedy. They live to be like 106, 105, Then some salt of the earth guy give you the shirt off his back, just fucking dies in his 40s. It's how it works. I don't know why that's how it works, but that's how it works. I think maybe it's the fear of the afterlife, if there really is somebody that's going to judge you if you live the life like some of those people I just mentioned. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the fear of that. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, though. It doesn't make any sense that you could be eating McDonald's every fucking day. I wonder what Trump thinks about Supersize Me. Does he just laugh at that guy? That guy died. He died. The guy who made that. He ate fucking McDonald's for 30 days in a row and he died. Trump has been eating every fucking day, evidently, his entire adult life. I did a bit about that. That was my favorite clip I ever saw of him, was when he got behind the counter at McDonald's. It was the first time I ever saw any life in his face, and he actually looked like human. And he had like some sort of like fondness or like affection in his eyes. That's when he went over to the Friolator. And he was like, this is where they make it. People, hug your kids. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you'll always be there for them. Make them feel secure and safe. Because if you don't, the rest of the world is going to have to deal with them. Oh my God. Speaking of that, I had this hilarious back and forth with my son. Right? So I was reading this book. Billy's been reading. I was reading this book and I literally could not put it down. And it was one of them whodunits there. And my lovely wife comes into the room and she goes, do you mind if I put on the TV? And I'm like, no, no, go ahead. So she puts on the TV, and it was just something that was a little too distracting. So I said, yeah, you just watch a show. I'll go in. I'll go in our son's room, and I'll just because he was downstairs, right? So I laid on his bed, and I was reading the book, and he came in, and he had his Easter candy, and we already told him he couldn't have any more. And you remember when you were a kid and you had like your Easter candy? It was just like it was the greatest thing ever. And so he walked in, and he was so locked in on his Easter candy that he didn't see me laying there. So he goes to take a piece and he starts to open it. And I sat up in the bed and I startled him because I thought he had seen me. And I was like, is he really just going to eat this candy right in front of me? So I sat up and looked at him. And then he quickly tried to cover. And he goes, oh, I was just fixing this. I was just acting like he was fixing the piece of candy. So I go, fixing what? What were you fixing? He's like, nothing. He goes, I was just fixing it. I go, no, you weren't. I go, you were going to have a piece of candy. I go, don't lie to me. And I'm not lying. I go, yeah, you are. And I go, look at me. And he literally is taking his face and he's trying to stop himself from smiling. And I go, look me in the eye and tell me you weren't trying to eat a piece of candy. And he's like laughing. And I'm going, dude, don't lie to me. I go, I don't care if that's what you were doing. Just don't lie to me. And then he goes, I wasn't. I go, dude, tell me the truth. And he literally put his face down on the bed. And he goes, I wasn't. He goes, I was fixing something. I go, it's okay if you were doing that. I don't care. Just don't lie to me. I go, you were going to eat a piece of candy, right? And he lifts his face up. His mouth is still like in the covers. And he just kind of looks at me with like his eyes. He just goes, all right, I was eating a piece of candy. So I said, give me your hand. And I shook his hand. I said, there. Thank you for telling me the truth. All right? Like, I don't care if you make mistakes and everything. I've made every mistake in the book. Just don't lie to me. All right? He's like, all right. Ay, 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 ay. I'm fixing it. Kid is hilarious. We do play this game on drums, me and my kids, called Copycat. And my daughter's good at it in that, she copies what I do. And then when she wants me to copy her, she doesn't play like a 3-minute phrase like my son does. She'll just play like a beat or something like that. And then I got to play in a fill and I have to play it back, right? My son gets up there and does like a drum solo. Remember like when you used to play that Simon game, that game where you had to like press it's like that. And by the end it's going like 50 miles an hour and you just can't remember. But that's what he does. So then when I go to play it back, I of course mess it up. And then he stops me. He's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like, dude, play something shorter. Dad can't remember a minute of, and it's also like, because he's 5 years old, like what he's doing is completely unique. He doesn't have anybody else's sort of drumming or in his head. So like, it's just his own way of approaching it. But I will say he went down there the other day and like, he just played this beat. He just played boom, gat. It was boom, yeah, boom, dat, boom, boom, dat, dat, dat. And he was just fucking stomping his foot on the bass drum and just slamming down on the snare. I just love how he plays. He already looks cooler than I do. Not saying I look cool, but you know what I mean? He looks better. He looks like he knows what he's doing. And so, because he's really been about sports and riding his bike. And he hasn't been doing the Angus impression lately. So after he played drums, he goes, Dad, I want to play my guitar. So I got a little travel guitar for him. And he goes back into the house and I plug it into the amp. You know, he can't play or anything, but like he's pretending to play, and he has his head back and his eyes are closed, like he's feeling the music. And it's just like, I'm telling you, if he sticks with it, I think he's going to be really good. I don't know. And then my daughter has like a completely like different approach. Like she can actually play a beat now. She can play like that Phil Rudd, boom, dad, boom, dad. She can play that now, and then go into a fill. I don't know. It's really really cool. Anyway, I'm babbling here. Let me do the reads here for the week. All right, who is it here? Oh, by the way, you know when you see like a bad Santa, like when you go to the mall and you just see somebody in the suit. They're much better about it now, but like back in the day, like you're just like, really, you know, are you trying to expose the lie? I know, maybe that's a good fucking thing. I don't know. Like I remember we went to the mall one time, me and all my siblings to get the family picture. At that point, half of us knew and the other half didn't know. We showed up and they had a girl, like a teenage like girl in a Santa suit. She's trying to like lower her voice. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? So anyway, but there's a lot of good Santas though. There's like guys like committed to being Santa, and they actually have their own beard, long white beard. Like you can find that. But I will tell you this, dude, the fucking Easter Bunny, the Easter Bunny costumes, and they don't even fucking try. We were at the mall, and I saw this fucking. First of all, the rabbit was like emaciated. Like I don't know who the hell was in there, but how high their metabolism was. But like, you ever hear that expression that rabbit starvation? Like, there's something about rabbit meat, like it's so fucking lean that if you only ate that, you wouldn't get like the cholesterol the good cholesterol that you needed. You would actually die. I never really understood that until I saw this person at the mall in this rabbit costume, and it was just the rattiest fucking. The person in the suit looked like they were like 5'10", and they looked like they weighed about, I don't know, like 117 pounds. And then like the rabbit face was just like flat. Like someone took a frying pan and hit him in the face. Like there was no like snout or anything. It looked like somebody drew a picture of a rabbit on a plate, except it was the head that they had on, and they just fucking walking around. And it's like, dude, it's bad enough. Like, I want to know who the fuck came up with these stupid stories and all of this shit. I will say that me and Nia, we barely participate in these stupid fucking. We do Santa. That's it. We kind of do the Tooth Fairy, but we don't do this fucking Easter Bunny shit. I really think it's gonna go away, which means it'll become like a hipster thing to do. You dress like a dad in the 1950s, and you just, I don't know, continue to spread the lie of this fucking story. I mean, it's right up there with the George Washington. I cannot tell a lie. I was the one who chopped down the cherry tree. That was political propaganda in the 1700s. Like, that's how weak you could come with it. I cannot tell a lie. I was trying to eat my Easter candy. Anyway, I'm trying to think if I ever saw a good, if I ever saw a good Easter bunny costume. I honestly don't think I have. Like, in defense of the people at the mall, like, I don't even think they make a good costume. I mean, at least Santa Claus is a person, you know? Fucking giant rabbit. Just like walking around with like feet and arms. I mean, like people feet. He doesn't have like the fucking legs. The person, they don't hop. They're just fucking walking around. 117 pounds with a fucking frying pan to the face. Anyway, all right, but we get it. We get it. I don't know. That's just like the shit that I see. And then I'm looking at my son going, and he's looking at it. And I see the look on his face like, what the fuck is that? And then what? Then here come the questions. And I'm sitting there telling him not to lie about his candy. And I'm sitting there lying about a giant person in a rabbit suit, that this is a rabbit. And it's coming to all of our houses to give us eggs. All right, let's do the reads here. Hymns. You know, people, erectile dysfunction is way more common than most guys think. Millions of guys deal with it at some point. And that's exactly why Hymns offers a straightforward way to handle it. Hymns connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you simple access to legitimate erectile dysfunction options from home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just complete a simple online intake. It's totally private. Just write about your dick that doesn't work online. No one's going to see it. Just complete a simple online intake, and a provider will review your information to determine if your treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. That includes, oh boy, sildenafil, SILDENAFIL. My dick used to stare at the floor, but now it salutes the flag. SILDENAA or AFIL, also known as generic for Viagra. Available through Hims at up to 95 less than the brand name version. I love how there's like rip-off Viagra, you know? Like all these bands that try to be like the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin. The Kingdom Come of Viagra, sildenafil. And if that option isn't right for you, there are additional treatment options available, so you can find what works best for your body. It's straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for erectile dysfunction, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/Burr. That's hims.com/Burr for your free online visit. Hims.com/Burr. Oh boy, here we go. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of the Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims Incorporated is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris Specialty LLC. All right. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's old Zip Recruiter. Did you know that the average employer has to sort through roughly 250 resumes per job opening? Talk about time consuming. Well, talk about a bunch of people unemployed. You're getting 250 responses? Well, regardless of who makes it to the final round, one thing's for certain. It takes the most talented people to build these incredible teams. The same goes when you're hiring. If you want your business to be at the top of its game, you need the best people on your team. The place to find them? Zip. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/Burr. Zip. Recruiter's smart matching technology immediately finds qualified candidates that check all your boxes. Want to see who's recently active? Zip. Filters can show you. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. 4 to 5 employees who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ziprecruiter.com ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. That's ZipRecruiter.com. Meet your match on Zip. Yeah! All right, Squarespace, everybody. Is this the last one? Last one to fucking read. Why do I have two Squarespaces? I got two back-to-back Squarespaces. Going back-to-back like the Florida Panthers. All right, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out your business or you want to show your clam on Instagram, no, okay. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place. From consultations to events and experiences, showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. Get paid on time with professional on-brand invoices and online payments, plus streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools. Make smarter business decisions with Squarespace's intuitive built-in analytics tools, review website traffic, learn where to focus engagement, and track revenue from bookings, invoices, or product sales, all from one place. Check out squarespace.com/Burr for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code Burr to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/Burr for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code Burr, B-U-R-R, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. All right, here's probably one of the best things we have on here as far as for the environment. Fast-growing trees. Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? Did you know that? Well, where the fuck have you been? They have all the plants your yard or your home needs, including fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, shrubs, and houseplants, all grown with all grown with care and guaranteed to arrive healthy. Plus, get ongoing support from trained plant experts who can help you plan your landscape. I thought to help you plan your escape. I'm like, wait a minute. So you get all these trees, so your wife can't fully see a good view of the backyard, and you can sneak out the back now to go live a double life. Choose the right plants and learn how to care for them every step of the way. Have they ever interviewed somebody that had two families? I would love to hear like the fucking stress of that and how they balance that. Jesus Christ. And then just knowing that it's coming to a head and they're both going to find out, you know, and the whole time you think you're splitting aces and then you realize like you could just fucking lose both hands. Then what do you do? Anyway, you don't need a fucking big yard or a lot of space. You can grow lemon, avocado, olive, or fig trees indoors. I don't know how the hell you do that. People used to try to grow weed indoors. Now I can make my own fig Newtons right in my kitchen, along with a wide variety of houseplants, all grown with care and hand-selected to thrive in your home. Get all the plants you need without the messy care or trip to the garden center. It'd be funny if weed isn't legal in your state and you start growing fig and lemon trees in your house and your neighbors see like those fucking lights that weed dealers have when they're growing their weed, man. The cops show up and just find a bunch of lemon trees. Sorry, man. Like, what, you know? I like to make a nice tart pie, officer. I don't know what to tell you. Get all these plants. Would you like some homemade fig Newtons? Oh, boy, would I. Holsters his gun. Get all the plants you need without the messy car or the trip to the garden center. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on selected plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code Burr at checkout. That's an additional 20% off better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code Burr at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code Burr. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use Burr to save today. Why do they always say the same thing 15 times at the end? Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. What What the fuck is this? Are we going back into Simply Safe? Did I already read this? No, I read Squarespace. Ah, Jesus. Okay, Simply Safe. This is the last one. Fucking hell. All right. Simply Safe, everybody. Look, we all want to feel safe at home. But for a long time, home security has meant expensive monthly payments and ironclad contracts that locked you in for years. You know what? That's why I choose Simply Safe. Because they offer a better way. It's comprehensive protection, sensors, cameras, 24/7 monitoring, but on your terms. Easy to get secured, easily customized, and a system that's right for your home. It's simplysafe.com, and it ships to your door in a few days. With app-guided setup and no drilling required, you can install and arm your system in under an hour. No need to wait around for a technician appointment. Comprehensive protection. It's not just a camera. It's a comprehensive ecosystem of sensors, cameras for inside and out, and 24/7 professional monitoring. In the event of a break-in or fire or flood, Simply Safe's agents are ready to take action. No long-term contracts, no lock-ins or hidden cancellation fees. Simply Safe earns your business by keeping you safe, not by trapping you in your contract. Proven trust. Jesus Christ. Over 5 million, you already sold it, dude. Over 5 million people trust Simply Safe every day, and U.S. News and World Report ranked them the best home security system of 2026. Already? I want you to, they already wrapped it up. I want you to experience the same peace of mind I do, which is why I've partnered with Simply Safe to offer exclusive discounts to my listeners. Right now, you get 50% off your new system. 50% off by visiting simplysafe.com/Burr. That's half off at simplysafe.com/Burr. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Okay. And that's also why you can't whack a CEO without getting caught. There's fucking cameras everywhere. Speaking of which, all right, this person is writing in. I was talking about how I went to get a cup of coffee and they wanted to scan my ID in Utah. And this is after all these red state people trashing California going, it's like fucking communist Russia. So this guy says, ID scanned in Los Angeles. Hi, Bill. After your rant about Utah and getting your ID scanned at every place you went to, including a coffee shop, I was shopping at Ralph's in Studio City near the In-N-Out. Grabbed a couple of bottles of wine, and the woman asked to see my ID, of course. She takes the scanning gun out, turns my ID around. I said, hey, what are you doing? She says, I'm scanning your ID. I say, can't you tell I'm over 21 or put my age into the system confirming I'm 20? She says, no, and if you don't like it, don't buy the alcohol. This never happened to me at my local mid-city Ralph's. They usually just look at it and hand it back to you. I guess Los Angeles is not far behind Utah. Ha ha. No, Utah is ahead of us because I was just getting a cup of coffee at fucking 7:30 in the morning, but because they sold alcohol there at night, they still had to scan my ID. I went to get a fucking cheeseburger at a fucking restaurant. I'm not ordering alcohol, and they still wanted to scan my driver's license. So no, it's not as bad. And furthermore, people in California don't go, dude, what the fuck's with fucking Utah? What's with these red states? I'm saying how everybody trashes California that lives in these so-called freer states. You know, my favorite, the no state sales tax. There's no state sales tax. Yeah, but somehow they're still running the state on a state level. I guess everyone's working for free, or maybe there's a bunch of hidden taxes in other places. They're going to get the money from you. They're going to get the fucking money from you. The only way no state tax, income tax works, I should say, is if you're making a fuckload of money. Then you win. But if you're moving there because you're living week to week, they're still going to take it out of your fucking check in a different way. You know, buying gas or whatever. It's just going to be higher. You can't, running a fucking state and paving the roads and everything costs money. So, by the way, that does not surprise me. when I saw it being done in Utah, I knew, well, eventually that's going to happen in my state. It's going to be everywhere. Eventually, they're going to have border checks at the state fucking level. They're going to do all of this while red tie people continue to yell at blue tie people and vice versa, because they got us all yelling at each other rather than working together, wondering why these politicians keep turning this fucking country more and more into a giant police state. Like, at what fucking point? At what fucking point? They can read all your emails, listen to your phone calls, read your text messages with no warrant. They can do any just because they suspect, blah, 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 blah. They're tracking everything you do online. My favorite thing when people go online, I was in incognito mode. Oh, were you? Fucking idiots. Yeah. So that's my thing about all of these people that live in, the states that aren't on the coast. So the fucking cunts that live along the oceans, for whatever reason, think they're smarter than people that don't live near an ocean. I don't know what it is about living near an ocean, but people think it automatically makes them smarter. All right? And then people live in the middle of the country. They think they're freer, because they have guns, they have property, they got, they can do whatever the fuck they present this utopia. We can do whatever the fuck we want out here. It's not like that commie pinko California. And then you go out there and it's a fucking police state. That was my point. And liberals don't fucking drive around with bumper stickers saying these colors don't run. You can pry my gun from my cold dead fingers and talk all this shit like, yeah, fucking dude, bring it. Come at me. They have brought it. It has been brought in, as it said in that movie. And you didn't do anything about it. Because they had you too busy staring at, blaming black people, Latinos, China, Venezuela. And they came right in and they know what you're doing, where you're going at all fucking times. And now when you finally decide to rebel, they don't even have to send anybody there. They'll just send a fucking drone. Just a bunch of drones. And they won't lose. Anybody comes over here, I'm taking like 20 of them with me. 20 what? Drones from Radio Shack? They don't give a fuck. Your tax money is paying for the drones that are going to come and take you out. They won. They did it. Get ready for the robots. All right, with that uplifting statement. Sorry, that was even almost too dark for me. I think we're going to turn it around. Turn around. Every now and then, if we all just tip over one of those robots that's fucking going down the street. Why don't we just start pushing those things over? Just tipping them over. By the way, those Waymo cars? I heard that's like getting into a microwave. You might want to read up on the health risks of climbing into a giant cell phone with 4 wheels. Like, what's wrong with, I guess, Uber? Because Uber does no background checks? I don't fucking know. What do you want to do? Risk being sexually assaulted or cook your brain in a microwave? This is the future, everybody. All right, corporate greed. Hey, Billy Ginger Snap. Want to tell a story about how corporate greed is unfolding these days. Oh, Jesus. Can we do a thing where you have to write in an uplifting story? Let's have a few of those, like the local news. What I still love about the local news is they will do an uplifting story. Like, I was watching the local news, and it was the usual shit. And then they go to the stupid meteorologist who has a gag order. They can't bring up global warming. Just every forecast. Record highs! Get off those swimsuits! Right? And then, but they ended the story with the local news lady, like the Harlem Globetrotters were coming to town. And she went down and talked about the history. They're 100 years old. And then she went down and tried to do some of the tricks or whatever. And it was a nice, a nice ending. You're like, oh, good, clean fun. Harlem Globetrotters. Nobody's hurting anybody. She went down. She had a good time. This is something you can bring your kids to. You got to have that every once in a while, right? Anyway, the last company I worked, so maybe we could have a feel-good story of the week. All right, the last company I worked for had some awful stories about the greed of the leadership team. But this story is the absolute worst. All right. I had a member of my team that worked for the company for over 5 years. She was a great producer who always hit her numbers. I just love how cold that sentence is. She was a great producer who always hit her numbers. Is she producing? Is she ascending to the number that we need to generate a positive spreadsheet for this quarter, however the hell they talk? One day she woke up and her husband was lying dead next to her. Oh my God. He passed away in his sleep. When I heard the news, I wanted to show her support in any way I could. I spoke to my supervisor and was told that we could not send her flowers as the leadership team was trying to meet their quarterly budget. Keep in mind this was a global company that made close to $300 million in profit that year. Dude, what the fuck? This is also a company that on every leadership meeting, the CEO and the VPs call the team family. Of course, the worst part was the next month, the area VP posted pictures from her leadership retreat on LinkedIn. Is that how you say that? The pictures were of senior leaders drinking on a beach and eating at a fancy steakhouse. It's just extremely sad to hardworking people treated like nothing at these large companies. P.S. I did send her flowers on my own. All the best to you and your family. Well, there's the feel-good story. This person's a good person. Yeah, if you're a college-age kid, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that's the way to stop these corporations if they just boycotted working for them. But then, like, they own so much of the job market. How could you even do that? Or maybe you work your way up the corporate ladder and try to turn around the culture. I have no idea. But I do know that things can change for the better. But it takes regular people to do it. But Jesus, how fucking heartless can you be? And you know what? Do you know what works with fucking corporations, or at least it used to, was shame. Like if you somehow, ratted them out for doing that. It's not even shame. They don't feel shame. What it is they're like, oh, other people will be upset by this and they won't buy our product, so we'll lose money. That's the only thing that they understand is losing money. But I will say, the way that these corporations operate and the way that politicians operate, and anybody at that level, people in like organizations like the CIA and KGB, Mossad, and all of these things, like the way that those people operate and the things that they do, and the level of top secret files that they have access to, the information that they have access to, it makes me not believe in a higher power. It makes me believe like it's all made up. Not saying that there isn't a higher power, but like religions were just all made up to control people, because those people that I just mentioned, none of them are living a life like they are even remotely worried about going to hell for the rest of for eternity, or being judged. They don't even remotely, if what was going on down Epstein Island was going on, and then it's making it to the front page of the news, so then we bombed Iran. If that really happened to get that off, if this is what these people are doing, they have access. They have to have access behind all of these religions, how they started. And it has to all be bullshit. I just don't buy into this thing. Oh, they're listening to the devil. They chose the devil. It's like, no. Like all of those people, they have so much fucking money. Like what else do you don't need to work anymore. Why are you still doing this to other people? Why wouldn't you just be a good shit? You made your $1 billion. You stepped on everybody's nuts on the way up. Now, like fucking, you can't just be cool? Now I have to have 2 billion. I have to have a hot air balloon. I got to shoot off rockets. I don't know. It's fucking weird. They're bizarre people. Anyway, NHL, the gold plan. Hey, Billiam Wallace. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be going to the Carolina Hurricanes Boston Bruins game. And that will be my final professional sports franchise that I needed to see a home game of. I've seen them all. Although I do want to check out an Oakland A's game in Sacramento. And I think that's it. Then I'm done. And then now I'm off to the CFL. And if you think I'm fucking joking, I got some Canadian dates later on this year. I got to have, it's good, clean fun. I'm not womanizing. I'm not doing drugs. All right? I'm being a good guy. So I go out there and I just fucking go to the bread and circus. All right. Hey, Billiam Wallace. There's been talk over the last few years in the NHL about instituting a new draft lottery system to determine which team gets the highest draft picks. It's been referred to as the gold plan. I already don't like this. This feels like a way to manipulate draft picks, where they're going, to what cities, like the NBA does. I mean, how ridiculous was it, Dallas trading that fucking superstar to the Lakers for nothing, and then the next year, then the Dallas Mavericks get the first pick. The NBA is filthy. It's filthy. And David Stern was fucking filthy. That guy was a fucking gangster. Fucking gangster. It's been referred to as the gold plan. I added a link to an article explaining it more in depth below. The gist of it is that as soon as a team gets mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, the points they get from wins and OT losses starts counting towards their draft spot. Oh, they're going the other way. The team with the most points after being eliminated is awarded the first overall pick. Wow, look at this. See? I told you. I said it a minute ago where things can get better. Here I was, not 4 sentences ago, going, here we go, the NHL is going to be just like the filthy NBA. I went pessimistic. The old Christmas light went out in old Freckles' eyes, and look at this. I want to apologize to the NHL in my snap judgment from less than a minute and a half ago. I was 100% wrong. Please forgive me. So this is going to prevent teams from diving. Not diving, from tanking. Sorry, the wrong. The team with the most points after being eliminated is awarded the first overall pick. The worst teams are still massively favored because they can start racking up points earlier, but their incentive to try and win rather than tank. Oh, there is, not there are. I think this system would maintain hockey's integrity while making late season games between bad teams more interesting. But I'm curious what you think. Come back to Red Rocks soon and go fuck yourself. I think that's a great idea. P.S. Check out the band All Them Witches. If you haven't already, you'll love their drumming. You know what? I have listened to them. I forget how I found out about them. There's another band out there. I forget what they're called. Something like Pack of Dogs or something like that. They're just sort of this throwback, like just incredible musicians band. I've just seen them. You just can't believe like music like that is being made this time. I forget what they were called, but I looked them up. Of course, they're coming to L.A. and I'm on the road. But you know, that's how life works sometimes. Well, that's great. So we did get some good news. We did get some good news. The NHL is coming up with a system to prevent teams from tanking at the end of the year. I, for one, think that's fantastic. Jesus Christ, this has just been the fucking yawn fest. I hope the jokes haven't made you fucking yawn too. Anyway, so I am off to Carolina this week. Very excited to get out that way and do some shows. I'm going to go out and go try to do some sets tonight. I've been working on a bunch of new stuff All right. I actually killed the other night for 10 minutes talking about being nice to my wife. I don't ask me how, okay? I never thought, I mean, I have gone a complete 180 as a person, and it's been paying major dividends. But like, after all these years and all of the stupid shit that I said about women, that's another thing I'm working on this chunk about that, addressing that shit. What was really behind all of that? Which, of course, surprise, surprise, this will be no surprise to women who listen. It had nothing to do with the ladies. It was all my fucking issues. So, anyway, I'm very excited the direction that this new hour is heading in. And and then also I got a really cool email from somebody I worked with on this project. And they did a screening of it, and it fucking did really well. So, oh, Billy's got a, I got a cool movie coming out later on this year. So whenever the powers that be, that don't send flowers, when somebody's spouse dies, whenever they let me know I'm supposed to fucking start promoting it, I shall. All right, and just like that, that's how a dad does a podcast before his kids get up and he has to make them breakfast and take them to school. How do you like that? Huh? You like that? Bill, we didn't say we didn't like it. Why are you getting all fucking hostile? What's the matter, huh? You chastised the NHL too soon and now you feel like an idiot? Well, maybe there's some of that. All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and thank you to everybody that's coming out to Durham. Thank you to everybody that's coming out to the Patrice O'Neill benefit. Again, like I said, we've been taking care of his mom all through these years because you guys buy those tickets. It's a fantastic thing that you're doing. All right, that's it. Fuck all these corporations and these politicians. Be nice to each other. Let's try to come together. All right, that's it. Go fuck yourselves. I'll see you.